like the practical. What is the aim of our experiment? Please go through it. To verify Thevenin's theorem. How we will verify the Thevenin's theorem? So first, before verifying that part, we have to know what is Thevenin's theorem. Why it is called as Thevenin's theorem? Okay. So what is Thevenin's theorem? Now for a bilateral DC network, any type of bilateral DC network, it will be represented by a single voltage source and a single resistance. So to get that, we will see how it will be done step by step, both in theoretical expression as well as in practical expressions. Yes, understand? So what happens here? First look, this is a DC bilateral circuit. Okay, so I have given these resistances and a voltage source is also there. So look, this is a DC voltage source. Look here, yes or no? Yes. So what is that DC voltage source? That is the source voltage. What is that? That is the source voltage. Okay. What is this? This is the load resistance and it is represented by Rn. As it is connected in the load side, that's why it is represented as Rn. This is one resistance, this is second resistance, and this is our third resistance. And they are designated as R1, R2 and R3. Clear? Now I will give you the idea, or we will describe how those signals or these steps will be represented. You look, according to our definition, this is the complete circuit. It will be finally represented in this shape. How? Now, this is a single voltage source and this will be represented in VTH. After our calculation, we will also get a single voltage resistance by suppressing these R1, R3 and R2. A single resistance will be developed and that will be represented as Thevenin's resistance. And by using Thevenin's resistance and load resistance, or by applying the formula, finally we will get the load current. What we have to see? We have to see both in the initial condition and both in the Thevenin circuit, the value of load current is same or not. If the value of the load current are same, if this IL equal to this IL, then this is known as, or this will be known as the verification of Thevenin's theorem. Correct? Understand? So, to verify the Thevenin's theorems, we have to follow some number of steps. Just we will go through the steps. What are the steps and how that will be represented? Okay. So, for that part, what we have to do initially? What we have to do initially is that initially we have to remove the load resistance. First, we will remove the load resistance. So what will happen? What is the requirement of removing the load resistance? Now, what will happen? Now, before removing the load resistance, initially we have already measured the value of IL in the initial circuit by using, for that part we have to use that advanced network theorem trainer and multimeter and some patching codes. By using these equipments we can do. So what happened? Now after the first initial connection in the advanced network theorem circuit, we have to measure that value of IL and we will make the observation table accordingly. Yes? So what will be the next step? In next step we have to remove the load resistance. What is the requirement of removing the load resistance? Now with removing the load resistance, we can calculate or we can find the value of VTH, or that is known as Thevenin's voltage. Look how that Thevenin's voltage will be calculated. Look here, this is the source voltage Vs. This is our resistance number 1. this is our resistance 1, this is our resistance 2, and this is our resistance 3. So what happens? Now we find out the VTH, and to get the VTH we have to use the division method. What is that? Vs into R3 divided by R1 plus R2. By adopting this part, we will get the value of VTH. This is the theoretical representation. We will see in the advanced network theorem how it will happen. What will be our next step? Now, as we have already told, we have to get a Thevenin's resistance, that will be RTH. So how we will get? We will get by making this short circuit. Our voltage source will be short circuited, and we have to make the equivalent circuit. This is the equivalent circuit to get RTH. Yes or no? Yes. So how the value of RTH will be calculated? RTH will be calculated. Look here, R1 parallel R3, that will be one operation, and that will be added with the value of R2. So what is the value of R1 and parallel R3? That will be equal to R1 into R3 divided by R1 plus R3, and that value will be added with R2, and after this addition we will get the final value of RTH, and this is known as Thevenin's resistance RTH. Now, three things we have already got. What we have already got? We are getting VTH, we have already got RTH, and we know the. What we will do? Look, this is our advanced network theorem trainer. Okay. What we have to do now? We are going to test or verify that Thevenin's theorem. Look, this is your Thevenin's theorem. What are these? This is our source voltage part Vs. This is our resistance 1. This is resistance 2. This is your 3, resistance number 3, and this is your load resistance. Now we have to find the exact what we have described in the theory part. We have to calculate that part with the help of this practical circuit. So what we will do, we have to make the circuit connections accordingly. Now we will do the different circuit connections, how it will be done. Okay, so now we will make the connections. After that we will write that observation table, and finally we will tally whether both the value of load resistance are same or not, whether they are same or not. Okay, so now you just look, first what, this is our supply. Okay, so connect this with that 5 volt supply. This is supply, this is DC supply. Clearly got or not? Yes. This part will be connected with this resistance. Now this is closed. This part will also connected with this resistance. Clear? Just look the circuit. Now the circuit patching is already completed as per our circuit. Look here, we have connected all the circuits. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to give the power supply initially, and we have to measure the value of load current and different VTH voltage, RTH sequentially one by one we have to measure. So before going to that part, we have to draw an observation table. Okay, clear? So what is that observation table? Observation table. First we have to give the serial number. We will mention the serial number. I will do one. You can use different types of by varying the value of resistance. Okay. First that is the serial number. Second we have to write the value of IL. Okay. First case what I have described earlier. Second column will be for calculation of VTH voltage. Next column will be to calculate the value of RTH. Okay. Next column will be our resistance value that already given in the circuit. Okay. So now finally we have to calculate the value of IL, that will be equal to VTH divided by RL plus RTH. And what will be next part? We have remarks whether they are same or difference. Okay, clear students? So now we have to give a serial number 1. Now we have given already serial number 1. So what happens? First we have to power on the circuit. Here the value of load is 3 kilo ohm. See here, the value of load is 3 kilo ohm. No, that is 3.3 kilo ohm. Okay, just see, that is equal to 3.3 kilo ohm. Okay, now we have already given the power supply. Look here, this load is open. Why? Now we have to find the value of IL. That means we are going to measure the value of IL or load current. So to calculate, we know that if we are going to measure the load current, we have to get a meter, current meter. Okay, or by using the multimeter we can measure it. So what happens in this case? We know that to measure the current, the connection will be always in series. Okay, so first we have to set the multimeter on 200 milliampere range. Already we have, just see, we are already set it, we have already set it in 200 milliampere range. Okay, now we have to calculate what will be the value of that part, or what will be the value of the current. Look here, this is the now look, now we can see the value of IL is 0.3. That means that is in milliampere. Okay, clear? Now mention the value of IL. Already calculated, and we have got the value of IL, that is your 0.3 milliampere. Clear? Now we have to measure the voltage. Now we have to measure the voltage. How we will measure the voltage? We have to measure the voltage by removing this connection. Okay, now what we will do? We have to first we have to change the meter into 20 volt range, and we have to connect this part. So the approximate 3.32 is 3.32 volt, and this voltage is known as Thevenin's voltage. Clear? Is there any doubt? No. So this voltage is approximately 3.32 volt. Now what we have to do? Our next step is to find out the value of RTH, that is the Thevenin's resistance. So how it will be calculated? Now we have to open this supply, and it will be connected in ground part. Okay, now it is short circuit. Okay, so what we have to do? Now we have to find out the value of the load by using this multimeter. So what? Now we have connect, you can connect here and you can connect here. So by connecting these two parts, we will get the Thevenin's resistance, which is equivalent to approximate 7. Just a minute. 7.63. It is fluctuating a little bit. Now see, the value of that Thevenin's resistance is equal to 7.43 kilo ohm. Clear? Now we have got the value of IL. Now we have got the value of VTH, RTH, and already we have studied or already got the value of load resistance, that is equal to 3 kilo ohm. Now what we will do? We have to calculate the load current IL. How it will be calculated? Load current will be calculated with the formula. Now we have got VTH, RTH, already we have studied about that. RL, that is 3.3 kilo ohm. Now I will calculate the value of IL. We have to prove this equal to this. So now you will calculate what is the value of VTH, that is equal to 3.32 volt divided by this will be equal to your resistance divided by, that is equal to 7.43 plus 3.3, that is your load resistance, that is equal to 10.73. Okay, now we will get the value 3.32 divided by 10.73, that is equal to 0.309, and these two values are same. This is equal to 0.3 milliampere and previously that was also 0.3 milliampere. Okay, so now we can find that this Thevenin's theorem is found to be correct, or this is totally verified. We have got the Thevenin's equivalent resistance RTH. We have got the VTH, that is known as Thevenin's voltage, and already we are having that value that is known as RL. So we are already having that value of RTH, RL and VTH. Now how we will get the value of RL? What is, previously we have already calculated that RL. Now we have to calculate the value of IL, and that will be equal to VTH or Thevenin's voltage divided by RTH plus RL. If these two value, previously the finding value of IL and this IL will be same, then we can say that this theorem is correct, or we can verify the theorem in this type of sequence. So what happens now? We have already theoretically described this part. Now we have to describe the part in our practical value, that how it will be possible.